I would say best time of year for college basketball, conference tournaments, so much great basketball going around. Watching this weekend championship week, and excited that we get a chance to take part in it as we head to Fort Worth later today after practice.
Coach, you said right after the FAU game you felt like them hitting shots kind of got you out of your identity. When you reviewed the film, you just kind of follow that?
Well, it wasn't just hitting shots. I mean, that was such a big piece. I mean, they shot the ball well. I thought that their size, length, and offensive ability in the first half, after the first 10 minutes, it's a 9-9 game. I think we go up 11-9, whatever it may be. It's a very close game here. And then we took a quick shot. They hit a three, and it seemed to, it almost felt like it's snowball effect. The made threes that they were, executing. Then in combination with, we shot 30% at the rim in the game. And you could feel it in the first, it was our lowest paint/rim execution that we had all year in terms of finishing. Quite honestly, we were really pleased with our ball movement and our passing, getting to the paint, getting the right shots, off-ball cuts, things like that. We just couldn't finish, and I felt like, reviewing the tape, looking back, we did not have very good physicality, and their skill and their physicality and length, and that combination, and that's what turned into, obviously, not a very good performance for us.
Obviously, in college basketball, there's never a normal game week because there's always a different amount of days off. But when you approach a conference tournament, how do you balance a normal game week as well as staying fresh enough to play what will hopefully be 4 games in 4 days?
Yeah, it's really more volume more than anything. I mean, there is nothing other than preparation for game one, and there is time-wise, you look at, hey, we got a game Thursday, we got to travel today, you're going out there a little bit early. So really, and I would think, and this has been my experience as being a coach, and I would say most coaches probably lead into doing this into conference tournament, a little bit volume is down. What you do stays the same, how you do it stays the same, but volume goes down. We played Sunday. Yesterday was preparation, body, physical, rejuvenation day. Today we get in, film, we get our workout in, the guys get a lift in, and we hit the court. But if normally we're sitting here at 90 minutes or an hour 45, we'll shrink that down as we travel. Then when we're on the court tomorrow, we'll do what we do, but it'll be shrunk down tomorrow in Fort Worth.
UTSA, just third time you guys will be seeing them, they can score, just the challenge of facing those guys.
I said it before game one, I said it before game two, I said it after game one, I said it after game two. We've been fortunate enough to win those games, but I have so much respect for Coach Clonch, their players, their program, how they play. I mean, they're dynamic in transition. They have dynamic guard play. They get downhill. They shoot the ball as well as anyone in the conference. They lead the conference in three-point shots made and taken. So there's so many things that pose a challenge for us. What we have to do is try to play to our identity. Our identity isn't going to match their identity. We didn't play to our strengths on Sunday versus FAU. They played to their strengths. We didn't play. We may have played best to our strengths and still lost the game. But we didn't even give ourselves a chance because we don't feel like, looking back at the tape, as you talked about, that we played to our strengths. Regardless of anything and how good UTSA is, we have to try to play to our identity Thursday evening.
Jordan Riley is part of a team that made a big run last year in the same venue. Do you talk to him about, or have him talk to the team about kind of the run they made to the conference championship last year?
We just talked about it, and there. One thing about it is, like, we're not going to not talk about things, and we're going to be, what are we hunting? We know what we're hunting, what we're chasing down these next, this trip in Fort Worth. We know you're watching all these teams get to the NCAA tournament. Our guys want it and are as hungry as anyone for that. And Jordan Riley has experienced what it feels like to be in that chase and get beyond and be sitting there on what we just talked about called Championship Sunday. Now, so you talk about what it takes to be at your best, not what it takes to get to Sunday. I mean, because we got one thing, we got to be the best version of ourselves Thursday night. But all that being said, just what it takes to be at your best in a tournament mindset. Win and go home, lose and go home, You don't get it done, it's over. That kind of mindset, and that's what we talk about.
You mentioned in your opening statement being part of Champ Week. Obviously, you guys are the final game of the day. Do you yourself and do you allow the guys to watch a little basketball during the day, throughout the day, or is it going to be 100% focused on?
Oh, I hope they do. I mean, there's only so much you can do. You're in the hotel. They're not going to be running around. They're not going to be, they're in the hotel. I hope they are watching basketball. I just asked them, I said, did you guys watch games last night? There were awesome games going on in all the conferences. You see teams that punch their ticket. You see semifinal games. You see upsets. This is what it's about. If you're a coach or a player right now, you soak it all in, you do it. I think the difference is coaches are watching it while they got their computers and while we're scouting and watching our own practices or our next opponents. I think the players, they're on Instagram or TikTok or one of those things while they're watching, but I hope they're watching the games.
And it is a late tip-off, 9:30, so I don't know. Do you not like sitting around waiting all day to play, or you just deal with it?
I guess if they ever give us a choice, we'll start thinking about that. And, hey, when would we want to play? You just got to roll with it. And we're fortunate enough to be in a high-level game versus a great ball club, and we get a chance to play.